Hello, my name is Logan Anderson. I am a member of Group 2, and this is our Chapter 8 exercise. So, the first part of this exercise asked us to use the data in Figure 8.10 and build a confusion matrix and calculate the precision, specificity, sensitivity, accuracy, and F1 score of the decision tree. So here you can see the numerical readout of the confusion matrix showing our true positives of predicted perished and observed perish with a frequency of 705 and a percentage of 87.25. Our false negatives, where we predicted they survived but they actually perished 103 times for 12.75%. Our false positives, where it predicted perished but they actually survived, there was a frequency of 131 and it occurred 26.15%. And finally, our true negatives of predicted survived and observed survived 370 times for 73.85%. Here we calculated precision at 84.3%. We calculated specificity at 73.9%. We calculated sensitivity at 87.3%. We calculated accuracy at 82.1%. And finally, our F1 score for this data set in the decision tree was 85.8%. For the second part of this exercise, we were told to use the data set for employee attrition and to create a decision tree to predict attrition. And then it asks us what predictive model does the software propose? What interpretation do we make of the model with regard to the predictors it chose to use? Then we're going to analyze the confusion matrix and comment on the performance. With accuracy, our false negatives and our false positives. And then we're going to discuss how well it performs compared to the logistic regression that we ran with the same data. So here is our decision tree with the predictors that it gave us, with attrition yes being our positives. So the predictive model that it uses includes monthly income, overtime, the job role, the age of the employees, the total working years of the employees, the distance that the employees are from home while they're at work, the number of companies they have worked with in the past, their hourly rate of pay, the satisfaction that they have with the work environment, the education field that they came from, and the daily rate of pay that they received. And looking at these predictors, we can see that they are what an employee would typically consider important in a position, in their enjoyment of the position. You know, how much money they make monthly is very important because you need money to be able to, potentially support a family and survive. Your job role, what your role actually is, whether it's a role that brings satisfaction, the total years working, how long they've been working could, show they could be retiring or just leaving because they have worked enough years. How far they are from home, commute time can really add up. How satisfied they are with the environment of the work that they're doing. These are all predictors that you could easily see having a large effect on whether they would choose to leave the company or not. Here is our confusion matrix for this data set. So for false positives, we see that 2.11% when attrition was not observed. False negatives we see in 62.03% of cases, so we're a little rough there. But our accuracy overall ended up being 88.2%. So then here is our confusion matrix for the logistic regression that we ran with the same data set. And here you can see that false positives go up a bit from 2.11 to 2.6, but false negatives drop all the way down to 51.48%, but it does still struggle with the negatives, with over half of them being false negatives. The accuracy overall for the logistic regression was 89.5%, which is slightly higher than the decision tree, but not so much that you would see a massive difference within the outcomes by running them through these different methods. Thank you.